Hello everyone, Jonk12 back again with another video. And today I am here to talk DCEU.
One more time, got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, celebrate and dance so free. One more time, this got me feeling so free. We're gonna celebrate, yeah.
Now I know my recent content has been mostly negative critiques over DC films and occasionally Sony's Spider-Man featuring Marvel Studios' Beard, but for the most part, my videos have been construed by some as being, I guess you can say, a blind hater with no evidence. Or at least that's the appropriate paraphrased equivalent of the constant stupid who comes to my channel and says, "You're wrong, you're a faggot, you're a retard, you make no sense, you're nobody, you're boring, these movies made a lot of money, you voted for Trump and Hillary."
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
I mean, I hate to be that guy, but if there is something I dislike more than the DCEU, which is a lot by the way, it has to be its fan base. It is truly unrelenting in its stupidity most of the time. Let's just put it in perspective from my point of view. Discussing the artistic brilliance of Man of Steel, BVS, Suicide Squad is just as big of a waste of time for me as debating celebrity wars between President Trump and Meryl Streep.
So Hollywood is crawling with outsiders and foreigners. And if we kick them all out, you'll have nothing to watch but football and mixed martial arts, which are not the arts. They gave me 3 seconds to say this, so.
But to be honest, as fun as it's been to make most of these critical videos discussing DC and having dumbass trolls on their toes, I personally am sick of talking about baiting topics that Warner Brothers continues to produce over this film universe. So let's get into today's main topic, and that is the DC Dwayne Johnson connection. As we all know, regardless of how much money they make, it's obvious to the basic thinker that WB is on a frantic state to stop themselves from reaching what I like to call the brink of blockbuster movie franchises that suck. I know it's a mouthful. However, I do feel like they obviously want to go back to being the shining symbol of excellence in the comic book movie genre they once were. And how can they do that possibly? How can they honestly do that? Well, it's a question we've been asking, a question I'm pretty sure some of them have been asking, and they finally got some answers. One more specifically, they got a very interesting answer, and the answer is they got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Let me repeat that again. They got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. With a film universe that continues to get bigger after starting big, and with a man that is built on brand recognition, they definitely got a true savior on their hands. They got The Rock in this bitch. They got The Rock in this shit. He is fucking awesome. I personally would say that out loud right now in this video. He is the shit. He is my fucking hero. All my other childhood heroes can look down and fucking shame, my friends, because in truth, that is what I really want to be when I grow up. I mean, this is such a major win. we don't even know. We don't even comprehend this shit. He is the fucking shit. And he went from WWE obscurity or whatever to Scorpion King to B-level action movies to leading big blockbuster movies, film franchises, to this year alone rebooting film franchises. Look at it this point. 2017 is going to be a big year for sequels and reboots and various other things that we don't really need but are going to watch regardless. And we got Jumanji. Yes, Jumanji's getting a reboot and it's replacing the great and late Robin Williams with Kevin Hart for reasons. And on a side note, they're also rebooting the Baywatch franchise series, featuring himself a lot like Jumanji, and also Alexandra Daddario and Zac Efron. And of course, most importantly, we cannot forget this, it's a crucial component in the fucking success of this movie, and that is Alexandra Daddario's tits. Or... I'm sorry, I can't help. It drives me fucking crazy that those delicious breasts. I can't help it! I can't! I'm just saying. I'm gonna put it out there. I don't care how, I am sorry to say it, but even the most hardcore, left field, feminist fundamentalists out there have to admit and call out and agree that that is a beautiful work of art. So fuck you. But taking all of my fanboyisms off the table, the true point of this topic is not just to post a video of myself over-exaggerating love for Dwayne Johnson being a part of the DC films, unironically by the way. It's about DC using him as a tool. In most of my recent critical videos, I talk about how the studio constantly changed their narrative, and most people don't really understand what that actually means. Well, DC's partnership with Dwayne Johnson defines narrative shift. People are divisive with DC films. That's just the honest truth. And WB since then has been just a giant glass house trying to consistently make $1 billion with each film, and their upcoming film franchises just come out short of just being transparent. If we as shithead, useless millennials can use like actual detective work to find reasoning to justify our points and validate them, all you really have to do is just go on the internet and follow people on stupid social media pages, because you'll find everything you need to know about how you can make yourself feel better about said franchises. Dwayne Johnson is signed on to portray Black Adam in Shazam. That's something we've known for a while now, and since then, we really haven't heard anything about the said film Shazam, but once DC and WB take a hit critically and financially to an extent, they went to work on a long course correction, which includes The Rock, who is being used as a marketing tool which is equivalent to the Blu-ray releases. I personally like The Rock, but it's just so paper thin how they're playing the game. And no, not that game, a different kind of game. Mass audiences love Dwayne Johnson. It's because he is likable, fun, and a true showman at heart that can pull such a large fan base and audience. That's what WB and DC truly want at the end of the day. And in my point of view, all I can really say at that is just, why perfect your craft and produce quality work when all you can do is just learn nothing, pander to ignorance, and continue to use tools based solely on brand recognition to market your way to places like the Oscars, which is a sin against humanity and film. I mean, I know I bitched about this already on the podcast, but fuck, come on, really? I mean, the Oscars? Really? Let me ask this, where are the Oscars for the cosplayers out there who do it better? Who can do a better job than the people who are crafting the films we're doing and watching today? Well, that's going to be the end of my discussion over DC and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Overall, to wrap things up, I do like Dwayne Johnson, and I love DC Comics, regardless of how critical and shitty I get towards them over their recent films. But at the end of the day, they need to really come up with a solution that really fixes the problems and not continuously do the same things. It's the same thing that I stated. Why don't you just perfect your craft and produce quality work? 2017, could it be a good year for them? I don't know. I feel like after this year is done with DC, next year is going to be a really big question as to how they fix the true problems that have been shown to us last year in 2016. At the end of the day, comment below and let me know what you personally think about all of this. I do like DC Comics. I love films and movies, but I do want the connection to have a clear line and perfected product that we can appreciate other than just a caricature and a recreation of what we really need and really want. So with that being said, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. I hope you enjoyed, and this has been Junkie 12.